wonyoungism, an aesthetic or mindset inspired by K-pop idol Wonyoung that includes self-care, goal-chasing, and eating disorders if you dig a little bit too deep. Despite having my Pinterest feed being filled with it, I don't know much about wonyoungism at its core, but after a 2-month unstable hiatus, I felt like this would be the perfect way to discipline myself back into shape and present in video format how I lovingly torture myself. But how am I going to spend my wonyoungism day without knowing how wonyoungism spends it? Fear not! I'm going to make a list of things to do. Now, depending on where and how deep you go, you can get very varied results. From the best kind of skincare for oily skin to extreme diets like 1 apple and a glass of milk per day. There is a toxic side to wonyoungism that heavily encourages eating disorders. It can be found on Pinterest, it can be found on TikTok, basically pretty much anywhere if you look for it. And I do want to preface that I will not be participating in that side of it, nor do I encourage anyone else to do so. My list or routine will consist of very surface level things and some inspo for food to try and give my nights and mornings a little bit more structure, rather than just reading manhwa and watching shorts until 3 AM. Without further continuation, let's ado into making the list. I have open here on my lovely laptop Pinterest, arguably the best social media platform to truly figure out what wonyoungism is at its core, what routines go inside of it, what you should eat during wonyoungism, what you should think, what affirmations, in a hopefully not toxic way. Some of these start at fucking at 5 AM. I'm not waking up at 5 AM. I love YouTube and I love committing to it, but I'm not committing that much. Wonyoungism morning routine, weekend wear. Wake up at 9 AM, stretch 9-10 AM. Try to get 5 minutes of sunlight, skincare, brushing your teeth and getting ready, food, make sure that you eat a filling and healthy meal, free time, you can do some hobbies or chores you have to do, use the time as you wish, go outside on a walk. Another morning routine. For the love of God, just please don't let it start at like 5 AM. I don't want to wake up at 5 AM. I know wonyoungism is about discipline, but I don't need discipline to that part. Let a girl live! I think I'm starting to see a pattern. It really is just a regular morning routine, but the kind of bone structure of it seems to be waking up earlier and having a bit more discipline with yourself, and also taking the time with yourself, taking the time to take care of yourself, and taking the time to nourish your body by having a breakfast, like a nourishing breakfast, or to also move your body around a bit by doing Pilates, which is like what Wonyoung does, by stretching, by doing a workout, something that keeps you in shape and wakes you up, I guess. But we can start a mini list. 8 AM. Wake up, hopefully. 8:05. Make bed. Let's go Pilates. Shower. Teeth. I spelled teeth wrong. Skin. Care. Affirmations. I think I spelled that right. Brush. Hair. Breakfast. What do people do after eating breakfast? Study/finish homework. Look at sun. Clean apartment. Reply to text. Rise and grind. I've completed my morning routine. Do I know what I'm going to be doing during the night? Fuck no. Guess we'll find out now. Dinner. Wash dishes. Shower. Eat. Chat. Do we do affirmations? Okay, wait, no. Free time. Let's go free time. Say goodnight. Stretch. I wanna torture myself a bit. Look. But tomorrow, Jian. Bit unrealistic because I could not, under any circumstance, could go to bed at 11. In the sense of I could probably lay down in my bed at 11, but I'm not gonna fall asleep. But you know what? It's the idea that we tried. It's going to be my holy grail tomorrow. The shit that I have to stick close to and follow. With my list completed and my vision clear, there was nothing left for me to do except wake up to Wonyoung stands clutching at my throat. Wake up to truly embody my wonyoungism day. You know how the title says wonyoungism but without the aesthetic? Yeah, well, while wonyoungism in itself is very pink, very aesthetic and pretty, unfortunately I have none of that except my single shred of will to finish and make and post this video. So you have to watch the alternate universe where wonyoungism is actually grayscaled. Good morning. Guess who the fuck is doing Pilates at 8 a.m. right now? If the mic is bad, I can't really do anything about it. I can't do something about these Pilates. Oh my god! I feel my bones moving against this hardwood ass floor. Bold of you to assume I can go that high and I can stretch my legs straight. Oh, it's stretching out my abs, ow. Oh my god. Girl, why are we pulling a Michael Jackson? I feel like I'm gonna get muscle cramps and pain after this, but it's worth it for Won Young. We're done. Pat on the back of myself for this one. I barely do physical exercises, especially in the past like 2 months. I've barely done anything physical, so it's nice to get my body up and moving. My thighs really do feel defined. Anyways, what else is on my list? 8:20 shower. That seems about right. I'll skip 10 minutes. Some idols group. I don't know how it would work with. And ooh, no stinky. Honestly, the scariest part, which is also why I don't do like self-care or skincare routines in the morning, because my bangs get wet and they take like forever to dry. And when they do dry, they dry in a funky shape. But you know what? Why am I balding? It's honestly so weird to feel like both refreshing, but also like kind of in pain at the same time from the workout. But anyways, oh, affirmations. I forgot about that. Lababoos are real. Lababoos are real. Next up, breakfast. If you look on Pinterest, wonyoungism food, the most often I guess the picture that comes up is a yogurt bowl with either some kind of fruits, some kind of grain, some kind of sweetener if the yogurt isn't already sweetened, like honey, jam, etc, etc. There are some versions of wonyoungism food, such as 2 eggs and an avocado and some toast, or just 2 eggs and some toast. But considering that is usually my normal breakfast, which is just an egg and some toast, I do kind of want to switch it up for the sake of the video. On top of that, it would be a crime for me to not do it considering I have peaches. For the grain, we're going to be toasting some whole grain bread and just sprinkling it on top because I don't have oats, I don't have granola, and I don't have anything else. Adapt, improvise, and overcome. Yeah, kind of looks like whipped cream, low-key. I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna pretend that this is whipped cream, right? I think I cut peaches wrong. You've been so hard to touch. But the whole peach is not even that bad. A good way to like get a lot of fiber, and I mean if you're not lactose intolerant, dairy, and a lot of vitamins into your morning breakfast. Because sometimes I really do consider breakfast to be, it's like a food that you just eat at the start of the day and just forget about it. So if you can make it as nutrient packed as possible, you can kind of freeball it for lunch and dinner. Yummy! I don't know if I should, I'll sprinkle some of the toast on top, but I'll also just keep some to the side so I can just like munch on it. I don't have regular yogurt, so we're gonna stick with 20% sour cream. Now look, usually as the tea ambassador that I am, which is me having a cup of tea with every meal, or at least after every meal, well in some cases maybe different, unfortunately I can't do that this time. Because if you look at Won Young's diet, or if you look at the diet of wonyoungism, you could kind of see that tea is a very major part of it, but it's mostly green tea. And if you look at Won Young's diet herself, then in the morning all she eats is 1 strawberry and a glass of milk. Yesterday, I brought a frother, and I think it would be a real big shame to make it go to waste. So let's make some strawberry honey dalgona with me. Does it work? Yeah! Since we're doing this for the aesthetic, we're doing this shit in a cup. To try to play into the Won Young diet, I'm at the very least going to try to make this a strawberry milk or a raspberry milk on its own by mixing a little spoon of jam into it, a teaspoon of raspberry jam. Okay, it should dissolve on its own, but even if it doesn't, then we have our handy dandy frother to help us. Why is this so weak and liquid? This is your whole point. I guess this is what happens when you buy something for €2 and expect it to be good. But it does look like strawberry milk. We've got my warm strawberry milk. Gonna count that as a success. 2 teaspoons of coffee. Doesn't 1 cup of tea have more caffeine than a cup of coffee does? I don't get the tea hay. Maybe there is no tea hay. Maybe I'm just self-victimizing. Let's do this shit again. Okay, let's rock this bitch. Like, you act so big and mighty when you're out of the water, but the minute you step into it, all of a sudden you're a bitch. Maybe I should have just had a cup of green tea. Let the coffee commence. Girl dinner, girl dinner. We need a live reaction.
How could this go wrong? How can this go wrong? Literally, there's no universe where this goes wrong. It's amazing. It's fine.
Okay, just finished my breakfast. Yum! Would I eat it for the rest of my life? Probably not, but it is good. Hey, next on the agenda. What time is it? Breakfast, study, finish homework. Oh no. Do I have to? I have so many, like, missing assignments and, like, uncompleted assignments from the past month. And you know what? Kindly, I'm not gonna do that. Kindly, I'm not gonna do them. I'm gonna do the ones that are due for this week, considering this is the last week that I'm studying, so... Okay, I'm done with most of the homework that I had to do, or at least all the homework that I had available to me, and honestly, I made it just in time. 9:35. Next thing, look at sun until 9:40. Okay, the list says so. I don't really see the sun, but I guess it's the fault that counts. I mean, maybe we can just put a PNG up here and pretend that that's it. Lovely sun we got here. Truly beautiful. Okay, so next on the agenda, we have clean room. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Fuck. Come on, man. Time for one of my favorite parts of the day. I don't even know if you can see me.
High pressure washing machine.
The next thing on my agenda was reply to texts. Can I skip that one? After this, it's free time, so I think at this point I'm just gonna probably end my morning routine here. Would I do this morning routine again? Honestly, yes, if I just switched out the breakfast. See you to my night routine or whatever other wonyoungism thing I'm gonna do in the middle of the day. So this morning routine itself was actually quite nice. It made my morning productive, a little bit painful, and very... But honestly, the only thing I would change is the breakfast and my broken ass frother. It's the day after I did these Pilates as I'm writing the script, and I can still feel how my thigh muscles get melted, welded, ripped apart, and stitched back together under my skin. I do think that if I did this routine a little bit more often, then I would get used to it and it wouldn't hurt as much. But as the first time person who's doing this, Oh god. As the last point in my list said, after this routine, I grinded and I grinded hard. Unfortunately, there wasn't much more wonyoungism action, except I guess for the hard working part, but nothing aesthetic that I was able to film. The weather wasn't on my side either, so I couldn't go on a walk or anything, but trust me, I will touch grass in the near future and you will see proof. After grinding my way through the day, somehow it turned into 9 p.m. and it was time for the wonyoungism night routine, and it was no less painful than the morning routine. I have wonyoungism through my entire day. It's time for the wonyoungism night routine. 9:30. Girl, dinner. I had dinner like 1 to 2 hours ago. It was out of my control. But instead, I can have some tea. I brewed a cup of daisy dandelion herbal relaxing tea. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's very good and it does relax me right before bed. But the thing is, you can't drink tea without having a little snack or dessert. However, if you look up on Pinterest wonyoungism desserts or wonyoungism food, a lot of the pins or a lot of the things that wonyoungism people, wonyoungs, they eat a lot of fruit as their snack or as their dessert. Unfortunately, except for those peaches that I had earlier today, I don't have any other fruits. I don't have pancakes, which was also quite a popular dessert option, but instead I have a beautiful cake. A small slice, because I physically cannot drink tea without having something sweet in my mouth. So we're going to have a very tiny little slice, truly something that, you won't even notice. It's so small, it's so harmless, it's so tiny. Look at that! That's so small! That is so small. That is so tiny. And that is so good. Honestly, I don't even think I need to film my reaction because I think we can all guess what it's gonna be. But for the sake of honesty, and to really try to, dive into the wonyoungism mindset and lifestyle, I feel like I have to take a bite on camera. It's so good! Take my word for it. It's good. At this point, for some reason out of my knowledge, my mic died and the rest of the videos past this point will have no sound. So have fun listening to my enriching voiceover. Okay, so it's 10 p.m. and the list orders me to tidy my room. But it's not that dirty if you look at it. I mean, I'll do it anyways, but it's not that bad. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember what I was yapping about for a good 40 seconds here, but it was something about me finishing the entire cleaning segment in about 5 minutes when it was supposed to take me 10 to 20 minutes, and that the next point on my list was to shower stinky. So I was going to do it much earlier, and I was gonna do it. Following my beautifully nourishing shower and skincare routine, I had written down free time, and it was a lot earlier than it was supposed to be done, but I knew exactly what I was going to be doing. I'm honestly not sure why I spent 30 seconds each time yapping about something and then just forgetting about it immediately afterwards. But to shorten it down a bit, my next step was to stretch. So I was going to find a Wonyoung inspired stretch that hopefully wasn't Pilates and was a little less painful, but alas, my discoveries were fruitless. I don't remember what I was saying, so just insert sounds of pain and confusion here. Imagine lots of pain noises being added and exclaimed specifically right now while doing this part of the exercise. Oh, great heavens, thank God we're done. Well, the next thing on my list was to look over tomorrow. As the extremely proud little guy that I am for finishing this entire, quite tiring wonyoungism day, I was proving that it was finally time to say cheer and eep. Looking over the day, I would say that wonyoungism and its routines, mindset and advice really does make you more productive and sets you up for a good day. Or a good night, I guess. I'm not exactly sure how Wonyoung herself spends her day, and if she would even agree with this routine, but it feels like it helped me more than if I hadn't done it. Well, except for the fact that my muscles feel like they're being boiled and grinded into soup. I would definitely do these routines again, albeit maybe with some changes and working proper, but other than that, I liked it and would recommend it to try out to other people, as long as they're willing to do it and it doesn't hurt their health. Anyway, it feels good to be back to making videos, and hopefully I will not crawl into a hole and stop posting videos for another month. But no promises. Comment whether you like the routines, what you'd like to see, and anything else they'd like me to read. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye. I'm taking a nap. Mwah.